As I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen, it felt like any typical shonen manga that has been written and rewritten over the years. Main character man gets involved in the supernatural shenanigans in some sort of way or form, gains supernatural powers, all the while has a partner who is more proficient in said supernatural power, and is taken a hold, or at least under the wing of a society full of these supernatural beings who train the main character to be the very best that there is. And when I tell you the series is very rocky from the beginning, that's just not me being honest, it's a warning. Hi there, my name is Momo, and this is my first look at Jujutsu Kaisen. As of the time of me writing this, I have read up to chapter 50 of the manga, out of which are 117 chapters at this time. And while I have read up to this number of chapters, there was a good period of time where I almost dropped this manga due to it almost getting stale. So let's go ahead and get this under the way. If you like what you see in this video, check out my other first look videos and consider subscribing for more content like this in your sub box. Chapter 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen, which I will be shortening to Kaisen for the rest of this video, and frankly the first arc of Kaisen, had me feeling a bit uneasy. To me, when you introduce your characters and scenario they end up in, to where our main character Itadori has to get involved fighting alongside our next main character Megumi to fend off demons in a school, it becomes clear that our first chapter is not only there to establish the connection these two will have, but rather the dynamic they will share as this manga progresses, which is fine. Like, no duh, that's what the first chapter is supposed to do, yeah, I know. But the problem I have with it is how the dynamic between the two isn't really there. To me, they feel like strangers, as well they should, but they don't offer anything in terms of contrast between the two as the chapters go along. At least in the very beginning, that's how it felt. Along with that, it felt like Megumi was more or less a better introductory character, as he is able to fend for himself while showing Itadori he is not ready to fight any kind of demon they are fighting at all. But then when the twist of the chapter happens, when Itadori has to swallow a cursed object and is taken over by the King of Curses and becomes a sadistic, evil-infused being, the whole chapter feels like it was rushed a bit to get this reveal out of the way. As this continues, it's revealed to us after this first sequence of events that Itadori has two choices. Either live to swallow more of these cursed objects and let the King of Curses, whose name is Sukuna, take over his body so the people who are looking after him can go ahead and kill him off once and for all, or he can choose to die right then and there, not having a chance to redeem himself. Just so you, the viewer, understands, I have most definitely skipped over a few story beats in regards to Itadori, the situations he ends up in, and as well as the eventual decision he has to make for himself. I only do this because I do not want to spoil too much of the story that is here. But at the same time, there is a lot of information in this first few sets of chapters that, to me, it'd be better for me just to tell you straight up, you should read it for yourself so you have a better idea of what this manga can offer. So, with that being said, would I recommend this manga? Honestly, I was about to call it quits at chapter 6. Well, this was very early for me to just drop a manga. The beginning of Kaisen is just rough. While the art style is starting to grow on me, it was kind of just hard to really look at. The characters, while interesting for the most part after the fact, up to where I am, had me at some point confused. Some there are purely for reasons that I can only imagine they will eventually grow into as time goes on, and while the situation our main character is in is one that can be fun to write, that doesn't just necessarily mean it really needs to show up as much as I thought it would. Along with this, the characters that do show up are pretty bland at first, but they do grow on you as time goes on. But then, it clicked for me. All of this build-up, all of this exposition, all of the setup for future events to happen, as well as the reveal of the big bad that is to come later on, all of this nearly 50 chapters in finally clicked for me. It's a slow burn. The series isn't like other shonen where it wants to jump right into the action and make you think it's going to go 100 the entire time. Instead, it forces you to slow down, enjoy the scenery, forces you to stop and observe. Kaisen after chapter 10, as it leads into the Cursed Womb arc, really starts to shine as not just your typical shonen manga, but it has a story where your expectations start to be misled. There's a lot to unpack with the series, which is why I'm not discussing it as a whole right now. As time passes on, I will definitely do more videos on Kaisen, speaking on different arcs, the character, and as well as just my overall feelings as we grow near its triple-digit chapters. I like Kaisen. I like it a lot, and I would definitely check it out if you were interested in what this manga and the upcoming anime that's coming out in October has to show off. And considering that the anime is from MAPPA, yeah, it's definitely getting a watch for me this season. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and tell me your thoughts and ideas down below about what you think about Kaisen, and maybe we can start a dialogue down there. Other than that, have yourself a damn good one.